The Supervising Deputy Returning Officer is often referred to as the SDRO. The SDRO manages and oversees all aspects of the electoral event in the polling location they are assigned to, inside and out. You could think of the SDRO as a store manager for the election. They are the go-between for the electors and the workers with the returning officer. The SDRO has the responsibility at the polling location to work with the election candidates who visit the polls and/or their scrutineers, sometimes called agents. They may have to deal with any issues dealing with the eligibility of a voter as well. Some other duties include, but not limited to, managing the setup and operations of the polling location, connect the provided Wi-Fi unit for internet access for election computers, ensure all computers with the registration clerks are turned on and all are connected to the internet through the Wi-Fi, check that all power cords and cables from the computers and the power sources are secure or taped to the floor to prevent them from being a tripping hazard. They must check with the DRO and make sure they are set up with properly labeled ballot boxes, ample security seals, and then they may distribute the ballots to them. It is legislated that no candidate can have a sign any closer than 200 feet from the entrance to the polling location. Once the SDRO ensures everyone is good to open for business at the polling location, they must take one of many frequent trips outside of the poll to ensure there are no candidate or party signs within that 200 feet limit from the entrance of the polling location. If there are, they will report which candidate or party sign it is in violation to the returning officer. They in turn will look after this with the cooperation of the candidate and/or the party. A candidate's agent or scrutineer are allowed to visit the poll. Before they are allowed in, they must present the properly signed documentation to the SDRO. The media will often want to come out and take pictures or videos for the news. They are only allowed in with the permission of the CEO of Elections PEI and must present a signed document allowing them entrance. Otherwise, they are not allowed in. What is the media prohibited from doing while visiting? Well, they may not talk to voters or workers inside the polling location, and they are not allowed to take pictures or videos of anyone behind the secrecy voting screens.
The SDRO closes the poll at 7 p.m. sharp. If there are any electors at the door waiting to vote, the SDRO will allow them in and then lock the doors behind them, not allowing any late arrivers entrance to the poll.
Once all voters have left, the SDRO instructs all election officials to take a moment to clean up their workstations, properly storing and securing their laptops and other election materials. They then instruct and assist with the setup of ballot counting tables. Before the counting of ballots begins, the SDRO will collect all communication devices from witnesses and scrutineers or agents. Once the count is complete, the SDRO will gather all statement of polls, that's the official form showing the amount of votes for each candidate, and immediately call those results in to the returning officer to relay the information. These unofficial results are then added to the Elections PEI unofficial results webpage. Then, the SDRO may return all communication devices to witnesses before dismissing them.
So long, farewell, I'll be there saying goodnight.
The SDRO has some final tasks before calling it a night. They oversee all poll workers in returning their poll supplies to the poll supply tote box. Check that the polling location is left in a neat and orderly fashion, then lock up the polling station. Their final duty is to deliver the statement of polls, ballot boxes, and all election materials to the returning officer immediately, and never let the ballot boxes out of their sight.